but I'm here at Tech delivering 4 sessions with PowerShell in the title, though none of them appear in the PowerShell deep dive. This is an illustration of the fact that I'm a rabid PowerShell fan and use it in my everyday work to be better at what I do. This leads me to believe my favorite feature of PowerShell. I tried to pick one feature, and I thought about: is it a commandlet? Is it a feature of the platform? Is it something that they did? And it's none of those. My favorite feature, if I could list one, I'd probably say add type, because add type, where most people think PowerShell stops, add type lets you keep on going. But my real favorite feature is the fact that I'm able to do things so much faster with PowerShell than it can in any other language, whether it be T-SQL, VBScript, C#. I can just do it faster in PowerShell. And for me, faster means better, because what I do is deployment automation and test automation and integration with other platforms. And I can do that faster, which makes me better at what I do. So for that simple reason, it's kind of the promise of rapid application development, but for integration. And that's what I have to do every day, because I work with Forefront Identity Manager, which is an integration platform. Talking to people that I work with that use FIM, and talking to customers that have these integration challenges, I think the biggest barrier to adoption is the fact that people say they want GUI tools. We've bred people to expect GUI tools, which is a little bit sad, because they want something like System Center or FIM or ADUC or whatever the tool is. They want the higher level thing that controls what their tasks are, and kind of boxes them in and gives them really hard constraints to fix. What PowerShell is delivering is kind of the ground up unification of all the reach of the endpoints and providing a simple layer in the middle that does things very consistently. Unfortunately, the people want the thing above that. They want the UI that calls down through the layers. They don't care if it's PowerShell or DCOM or whatever. They just want that UI. And maybe that's the right want, but I think this might be one of the cases where the requirement is wrong. So the barrier to adoption, I think, is just that people want a UI. And whether that UI is like Show UI or WPK or Pikeworks or whatever the heck James was talking about, whatever it is, it's probably going to use PowerShell in the middle until these guys, are the guys that Jeffrey Snover says are going to be replacing disk drives and data centers and not doing much else that's higher level or useful. What's missing from the platform, from my standpoint, I do integration and identity management. And the main features that identity management is doing right now are reach, which means the platform has to reach more target systems. So OpenLDAP, Oracle, SAP, stuff like that. So more non-Windows systems. And that's kind of in the grasp of PowerShell, right? Like I said, add type and other functionality makes PowerShell reach so much further. Partners do things like extend PowerShell to SSH so it can reach even farther. So augmented reach is going to be a PowerShell problem. FIM is also introducing workflow to say that they introduce the concept of when this happens to a user's account, we do that. And that's introduced as an expression. They say FIM workflow is the ability to take an expression of this equals that or this becomes that and do it in FIM workflow. But PowerShell in V3 is going to do workflow. I haven't tried it yet, but the PowerShell pipeline can also be expressed as an expression. When this happens, I do that. So get object where this equals that, equals set object is a very, very near English expression of this equals that, just like workflow is. So combine PowerShell's existing workflow or existing pipeline plus workflow, and I think FIM's got a big competitor. So I think today when I do FIM work, I think next year or the year after, I might be doing a lot more PowerShell work. So I think that what's missing in PowerShell today is kind of in the manifesto, and I anticipate that it's going to be there tomorrow. So I'm kind of confident with what the PowerShell team is trying to deliver, and I'm excited about it. Even though I haven't tried it yet, I think my favorite feature of .NET of PowerShell 3 is going to be workflow.
Thank you, Craig.